How's everybody doing today? My name's James Smith. I'm over here at Fort Worth McLean's RV. Today we're going to go over the Inspire by Winnebago. We're going to go over some key features of what makes this so inspiring to be able to go out camping with your family, because it is a handicap accessibility unit that no other manufacturer has been able to pull off until Winnebago's come around without having to break the wallet. You're dealing with a Cummins 340 horse with an 6.7 ISB motor, or some people call it the B motor. You're going to have an Allison 2500 transmission, which is going to allow you to get that towing if you want to be able to tow a vehicle and not have to worry about it. You're going to have two very large slides. That way when you look at the inside, you'll be able to see the accessibility of people being able to use a wheelchair going up and down the aisles. But they're not forgetting about the outside camp features. You're still going to get an outside TV with name brand Samsung appliances. You're going to have an electric awning, which if you look at the video before, you're going to have very large pass-through storage. So all your needs for camping when you're outside, you'll be able to fit just about everything you want in here, and probably more things than you need, like any other RVer does, taking all the stuff that they don't need. Winnebago has set up with Brawnability to have a full lift for handicap accessibilities. They give you a remote to be able to pull it up, and it will be able to go completely up. As you notice, it has a safety bar that comes up for any of the wheelchairs. That way you can't really roll back. This will stop you from being able to go backwards. If you're in a windy area, you don't have to worry about this door, because it actually has a pressurized door to be able to hold it open, so you don't have to worry about it closing, because that will actually stop. Now, Winnebago is all about safety. This will not go up if someone's standing here. It'll actually have a red light and start flashing signals, and this will not be able to move when you're trying to operate. Because, let's face it, Winnebago is the safest motorhome in the entire industry. They do everything from a drop test to building their own products. They're not a assembler. They are actually a true RV manufacturer. You can actually, if you look right here, if something happens to this door, you could call Winnebago. Type in that digit right there. They're going to send you this exact door. Know it's got that paint job, and get it over to your service department. That way you don't have to worry about parts down the line. They have a 1 million square foot building filled with parts for all of their motorhomes. That goes for their brand new products all the way back to when they first started, way back when everybody sees the old Winnebago Braves. Let's go ahead and go inside. Let me show you how much they've improved over the years. Since we're talking about some safety enhancements Winnebago does with their handicap accessibilities, they think about having this big hole here for the steps. You get a nice step cover for safety that leads right to in front of the handicap accessibility ramp for wheelchairs. Electric, manual, whichever one that you have, has tie downs to be able to secure the wheelchair so it doesn't move back and forth, or anywhere for that matter, while you're driving down the road. One of the enhancements Winnebago does offer is a hand-driven system where you don't have to worry about having pedals. So they're trying to really keep in mind of all the customers out there that are going to want to go camping and spending those precious memories with the family. If you look how wide it is down here, when you are at your campsite, you're able to bring a large size wheelchair all the way down. They have a very small lip to where you don't have to worry about getting in and out or stepping over some type of threshold for a shower, because you could come in, wide open space. Winnebago does offer a flip down seat, or this one doesn't have it. McLean's RV is going to be able to put one in if that's important to you and needs to be done. We're able to do that here at McLean's, and it's an option if you were to custom order one of the Inspires. But they still think on. You have this wide open space with the bed pushed over so the wheelchair could come all the way up. You could have it in an upright position so you could sit down, read a book, or simply press a button. It's going to come right on down and have a full flat bed. These are just a couple things that Winnebago has for their safety enhancement Winnebago. Now, one thing that most people forget, Winnebago is one of the safest motorhomes in the entire market. They actually do what's called a 3-foot drop test, where they've actually flipped a unit upside down on its head. They lift it up 3 feet and they drop it. And the reason they do that is most people don't realize the initial impact for an accident isn't what causes the most damage or harm to a human being inside an RV. It's a TV coming off, microwave, refrigerator. Well, what Winnebago does is they have steel plates to secure their microwaves, their washer dryer if it has a washer dryer, your refrigerator so it can't come out of the wall. And when they do that 3-foot drop test, nothing can be off the walls, no cabinets. All your windows and doors have to be able to open and close. So just know when something happens with a Winnebago, it's going to be the safest RV in the entire industry without a shadow of a doubt, because nobody else does it. Now, let me go over a couple features that kind of makes you see what Winnebago does and all their other units, because they're not just thinking of handicap accessibilities, they have some fun features as well for everybody else. Now that we've gone over a couple things of the safety enhancements that the Inspire has, let's talk about some things that it's definitely not short of. You have lots of storage throughout the entire unit, going all the way around from front to back, to be able to handle just about anything you want to bring. And this unit can sleep up to 8 people with a drop-down bed, a couch that can drop into a bed, the dream dinette that Winnebago's has been notorious for throughout their entire career, and then of course the sleeping up in the back. Now, what's nice is most of the stuff is electronic when it comes to beds, couches. Now, they're also not just thinking about the handicap accessibility. You have table extensions, lifts, where if you wanted to work and stand and do your work, you can, or just be able to, I like to eat and go, sit here, eat, or when the family comes over and have games, you can have a couple games there, lift it up, bring it back down, seat 4 people, and play some card games, building those precious memories that you have with your families. Solar shades. Most people just think these are to block out the sun or dim out the light, but these are actually solar reflective shades, and you can actually, next unit that you're in, put that down, feel the heat outside, drop this down, put your hand in front of it, feel the temperature difference. It is an insane amount of temperature difference from just that little bit in the screen part. You bring this down, it's going to keep your unit cooler or hotter in winter, depending on what you're using it for. Now, speaking of cooler or hotter, Winnebago's thought about, when you're driving down the road, the AC unit placements down the line. Most people will put it over here at the edge, which is actually where the least amount of insulation is. So now you don't have as much of a barrier, but more importantly, if you're driving down the road, the slide out stops here. Now you're actually getting unit airflow through the unit while you're driving down the road instead of on top of the slide out. Because let's face it, you don't need to cool down the top of the slide out while you're driving down the road and someone's hanging out back here watching TV or hanging out and building those memories again with the family. Winnebago's all about building those precious memories. Then you have lots of counter space for your coffee pot, for your toaster, whatever you like to put. Nice big sink with a faucet. Use it as a little behavior nozzle when the dog misbehaves. 3-burner stovetop that, when you're not using it as a stovetop, gives you even more counter space down the line. Instead of putting an oven down here, they give you more storage and give you a large convection microwave oven, which is ran off of electricity and not using up all your propane. Also, when you're cooking, they put the Fantastic fan right by where you're cooking, so you could suck up all the smoke and everything, go right on out. And this thing moves a lot of air. You have the multiplex system that will allow you, if you want to download the app on your phone, you can see all the options from your generator, inverter, converter. You can control your lights on your phone or the press of this button. Your ignition has to be on. This one, the slides, you won't be able to do from your phone for safety. You can do your temperature control the fan that I was just telling you, and then they have some settings that you can do. Your hot water heater is a tankless hot water heater called Aquago. The Truma, German-engineered Aquago, will allow you to set your temperature and get a constant water source of hot water, and all you do is you twist the knob at what you want, come in, and you have no issues getting hot water. Some of your other diesels still have a tanked hot water heater. It's not going to help you very much when you run out of the hot water. Now you're going to be taking a cold shower, and let's face it, nobody wants to take a cold shower. Your residential fridge, you're actually getting a lot of space, so you don't have to do as much. Stop. Go to the grocery store. You're going to be able to go out, take care of all of it. They have a pin that you just pull this out, set there. Now, it's not going to open up when you're driving down the road. Winnebago's thinking about the safety. Now, we did option this with your washer dryer. You're actually getting a stackable washer dryer instead of those little combo ones where whatever you're wearing right now, that's all you're doing. You're going to spend 3 hours of doing laundry every single day. They're getting you something a little bit bigger, and a lot of clothes are going to be able to get washed at once. Which brings me to you need to be able to bring clothes with you. They give you 4 cupboards this size, which is almost 6 feet wide of storage to be able to fit all your clothes. Lots of socks, underwear, shorts storage. 2 wireless chargers to where you could just put your phone on if you have wireless charging capability. Air mattress bed. And a TV, again, name brand, right in front. And this unit is equipped with 2 Coleman air conditioners to be able to cool this unit down in the summers. We're in Texas, it gets pretty hot, so being able to keep the units cool is definitely going to be important. And these are just a couple things that Winnebago has done with their handicap accessibility unit that doesn't feel like a handicap accessibility unit unless I tell you. So, once again, my name's James. I'm here at Fort Worth McLean's RV. Come see me and I could go over a lot more features and options that Winnebago has to offer and a lot more. Thank you for coming.